What's up, YouTube? It's your girl, Lady Bree, and I'm back with another video. You heard? What's up, y'all? I'm Lady Bree, and I got a few guests. Obviously, you seen them last week. So they are back on my channel. We're going to talk about relationship topics again. And we got a newbie over here. So this is Ivy Morris again, Titus, and Kevin. And we're going to be talking about is forgiveness. Do you believe in forgiveness, or is forgiveness a myth? And we're going to also talk about only women and children get unconditional love. Men have to earn it. So we're going to get their opinion on it, and we're going to go from there. So I'm going to ask y'all a question. Do y'all believe forgiveness, or do you believe in it's a myth?
Do we believe in forgiveness?
Yeah. So do you believe in forgiveness, or do you believe that's a myth? So I have a clip to show them. It's the podcast called Cruise Season. They upload every Tuesday morning, and their podcast is amazing. So we're going to show them a little clip just so they can get like a better feedback on it. Play the clip.
I believe in forgiveness. I believe in adjusted behavior. And fact is that, well, for one, it takes a lot for me to forgive somebody because I don't put a lot of faith in people. Just gonna be honest. Like I don't have expectations for people that aren't based on what you've shown me. And I feel like that's where a lot of people go wrong. So you'll get your feelings caught up, you'll get your expectations caught up in what somebody do, and then they do something that goes against that, and now you shattered. That's not me. That's not how I'm cut. And I done got into trouble with that in my relationships as well. Cause I don't separate the two. I expect people to be human. And with being human means that you are imperfect, which means things are gonna happen. So again, but when things happen, I'll deal with you accordingly to how I feel. More times than not, it's in a toxic way because I'm very vindictive, but I'm working on that. But as far as forgiveness, I can never truly forgive you because that's gonna be on your resume. Every time I look at you, I'm gonna see what you did. It just is what it is. Like we can talk about it. We can go to therapy about it. You can apologize to me 1,000 times, but I feel like most people don't apologize for what they did. They apologize for getting caught.
Okay.
Because if they knew that they wasn't gonna get caught, they would do it again. If they knew that they could get away with it. Like I said, I had a dude ask me on had a dude that asked me recently. He was like, "Hey man, if you can get away with stealing $1 million and you knew wasn't nobody gonna find out, would you do it?" Hell yeah, I do it. Now, if a dude go rob a bank and take $1 million, he go in front of that judge, he gonna apologize for doing that. Oh man, I'm sorry. Whatever. I going through this time, I didn't mean that. No, you mean it. You sorry you got caught. Same thing with cheating. You like that dude that you cheated with, because again, with women, it takes a lot for most women, in my opinion, to really come off of the ass like that. Like most women is not gonna meet a dude at the club, married, 10 years married in a relationship, meet a dude at the club one night, get ass up. It just doesn't typically work like that. Now men will do that, but a lot of women won't do that. So it took a lot for you to get to that point. So you apologizing to me is irrelevant because that's really what you wanted to do. Like that, you really vetted that. Like y'all done had conversations, like y'all connected mentally, like y'all done bonded. That wasn't an accident. I feel like you can apologize for accident. Oh damn, bro, I stepped on your shoe. My bad. I can forgive that. That's an accident. But some shit that took premeditated thought, I can't forgive that. That's how you cut. That's how you wired. Same thing with men and friendships. If we've been rocking forever and you do some disloyal shit, you go, talk behind my back to an enemy, or go when you try to shoot at my wife or something like that's I can't forgive that. That's on your resume. That's who you are.
Thoughts? So do y'all still have the same answer?
What was your answer? I'm curious to know.
Somebody else go first.
So from what he said,
He seemed bitter. I don't know. Like,
really?
he seemed angry. Yeah, I don't know.
I
I believe in forgiveness. I don't know. Y'all don't believe in forgiveness. Nobody here.
I believe in forgiveness, but like off of what he said, it kind of gives you a different way of thinking, though. So it's like, I mean, a lot of people like forgive them, you know, to heal yourself. You know what I mean? But also, it's like that means you are at peace with what they did.
Go ahead. I don't think it's at peace with what they did.
No, yeah, I don't think it's at peace.
If you chose to, it depends on what your decision was after the fact. So if you chose to stay, then you have to be able to be forgiving. You have to forgive that person, and you have to be able to also move on. Yeah, like he says, you're gonna have those thoughts still.
Yeah.
But you gotta know within yourself, like, why you chose to stay, and the reason why you chose to stay was bigger than the mistake that was made, in my opinion.
If you choose to stay.
But if you don't choose to stay, I mean, you know, you could choose to move differently. You don't gotta never trust that person again. You don't gotta never really forgive them. Or you can forgive them. You can forgive them and just move differently with them if you choose not to stay. But if you choose to stay, I think you also accept the responsibility to you know, wholeheartedly forgive them and try your best to move on. I mean, yeah, it's not going to be easy, but
Right.
What would make somebody stay?
what would make somebody stay? Like I said, the reason y'all together is bigger than that incident, if it was an incident, or the reason y'all, or you know, whatever y'all got going on is bigger than that thing. You know what I'm saying?
That's this loyal shit is, and then like he said, like you're already thinking about it. Like a lot of women is not going out and meeting a guy and then having sex with them the first night. So there's conversation, there's link ups, there's like there's multiple things that's going on before you actually give it up. And a lot of guys, like you said, like a lot of guys could go out and just go have sex the first time or whatever. But like I said, like even on the male side, there's conversation, there's link ups, and and I don't think I could actually forgive that though.
What would make somebody want to cheat anyway?
Yeah.
It's already selfish move anyway.
Yeah, it's selfish. And I mean, and then some people, they're happy in their relationship, but maybe they're just not happy at the moment. And maybe the reason that they're not happy doesn't even have to do with the other person. You know what I mean? I've seen that as being like a reason, I guess. There's no real reason, but you know.
Even forgiveness, or do you believe that it's a myth?
It depends on how I'm feeling. Like, I can't really give you an answer. It depends on how I'm feeling. Like, if I really like you, I could still really like you, probably want to be with you, but I'll probably just never trust you.
But
then what's the point of
But
being
being
with
with
them
them,
if you can't, you know?
trust them.
I probably want to be with you. I don't know. I can't. I don't know. I'm not bitter. I mean, I won't be held bent, like, holding it against you all the time and stuff like that.
There's a lot of people that do that. And then they be like, did you actually forgive me? Or they'll bring it up in every argument.
Yeah.
Like, oh, but you did this. Like, but did you actually forgive me? Because you said you forgave me. Like,
So yeah, what would make a person like that stay with that person? Like, was it a possessive thing, or he don't want to move on from that person, or he or she don't want to move on? Like, why would somebody stay anyway?
It's a lot of reasons. They feel like the person ain't gonna do it no more, or they felt like sometimes they might feel like they were the cause of it, or I don't know. It could be a lot of things. Like
that person will stay.
yeah, the person that chose to stay, they, like I said, they probably thinking that it was just an isolated incident, which most times I think it is. Like you said, like a one night stand or something like that.
Some people stay because they have a bunch of kids by the person and they just don't want to start over. I mean, that sucks to say that, but some people, you know, that's the reason too. They just don't want to be alone.
They don't have the self-confidence to step out again too.
Right.
That's another thing. Like people, you know, if my wife or whoever cheat on me, I might feel like, dang, I ain't trying to start over. No, you know what I mean? I ain't trying to be out here
So how you gonna
dating.
feel after that, bro? I mean, you ain't gonna hold it against her. You gonna be,
I mean, you gonna be sick, but you gotta.
But you'll never look
how
at
you
that
gonna
person
move
the
after that?
same.
Though? How you gonna move after that? How you gonna not her? Like how you gonna feel? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's stages. I mean, you're gonna be hurt in the beginning for sure, but after that, I mean, not even after that, because there's no after that. You're gonna be hurt. It's always gonna be on your mind, but as time goes on, you know.
Yeah, like 20 years later, are you gonna be just as mad
Right.
as you were? You know what I mean? Like,
Probably. There's some people that still hold grudges.
But
a 20-year grudge is a long
Yeah, that's
time.
a
You
long
should have
time.
just left that person.
and then this is somebody.
If you gonna hold
This is
on for
somebody
20
that you're
years,
with every day. Like,
exactly.
Yeah,
you
but
got
then-
kids
yeah.
together. You got.
But like, do you think like, okay, so do you think like cheating on somebody and say like you forgive them, right?
Mhm.
So that means you come at peace with it for yourself.
Mhm.
And do you think like that relationship could go back to how it used to be? Like I feel like it will never go back there. I feel like it just won't, because you, like you said, you'll always have it in the back of your mind. Every time you look at that person, you'll have it like in the beginning. But do you think like it will go back to what it used to be before that incident happened? And I don't think it would.
I think so. If they
I-
don't
Sometimes
be petty,
it's a loss.
I don't think it would, but I think it's not realistic to think that it would. I think you're gonna have to figure out how to make it work now moving forward.
Yeah.
It
Right.
has to look different.
Right.
It can't be the same.
It's just like any other incident. I'm not even gonna say incident, but any other relationship changing event. Like even having kids. Like after y'all have a kid
It
together,
ain't the same no
it's not the
more.
same no more.
Mhm.
After y'all actually do certain things, it's not gonna be the same no more. Like there's no, life just goes on. There ain't no rewind button.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So
Mhm.
anything can happen. Anything can happen in a
So
relationship
do you
that don't
believe-
necessarily mean cheating.
So in order to get y'all on that
What?
page, y'all have to communicate that. Like in order for y'all to agree with, to get y'all both there like that, y'all have to communicate that.
Yeah, of course.
yeah.
You definitely gotta
Nothing but
communication.
communication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You definitely gotta communicate that.
Yeah.
But I just feel like it just will never go, and like even though it's gonna be different, I just feel like why.
So you feel like that as far as like how they did it,
No, I just want I believe in forgiveness, but it's just like
what they did.
it's not gonna be the same for one, and then for two, it's like why settle? Like why just be like, oh yeah, well I'll forgive you and move forward. We're talking about cheating here, so like if somebody cheated on you or
So you'll get mad because like if you think he'll do it again or something like that.
yeah, and then it's always gonna be in the back of your head. Like always,
What
it's
they
always
do-
gonna be in the back.
What
of
if
your
they
head.
try to prove that they don't? Like, what if they try to
Yeah,
prove
they
that?
could prove all day long, but it's still gonna be in the back of your head.
You got
But you could not be doing nothing.
Yeah.
Like you could go out and be like, I'm really hanging with the girls, and be out till like late as hell, and that person's still gonna be like, damn, like what if she's doing that, this, and the third, and then you get to that point where you're like asking certain questions and stuff like that, and you're like,
Yeah.
what the fuck, you don't trust me, but you forgave me years ago, you still acting the same way. So it's like,
what's the right way for him to approach you? Like you said, he gonna ask you questions like, what's the right way for a person to approach you if he feeling like that? Like without it being confrontational or nothing like that. Because what that is like, so
It
that
is
could
wrong.
bother you. Like it could, like damn. Like,
I mean, they'll probably, I don't know what you think, they'll probably just randomly ask, or they'll have like
is
a
that gonna bother
sneak.
you though? If he asks you, like if he like, yo,
Yes.
it depends on how he said it.
Because it's like, if you forgave me,
What
like-
if it's bothering you though? Like what if it's like, damn, look, what if
then you
he,
should have never forgave me. You should have just left. Because it just makes no sense. Like, if you forgave me and it been 2 years later, you're still asking the same shit
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
doing the same shit, it's like,
Yeah.
damn, did you forgive me or not?
You gotta know yourself too.
Mhm.
Like if you think that you'll be able to get over it, not get over it, but forgive the person and really move on,
Mm-hmm.
then do that. But if it sounds like for you personally,
Yeah.
you might not be the person to be forgiven, which is fine
Right.
because if you stay, all it's going to do is wear on you and you're going to not be happy.
Mhm.
But if you feel like you could be happy after the fact,
Right.
Ooh, that's hard.
at some point,
That's hard.
You know what I mean?
That's all. Especially if they do it over and over.
If they do it over and over, that's
different.
situation.
Yeah, but if it's
But
like
it's not. Is it really like even if it's the first time, like you said, like if you could get away with it, and you know that you could get away with it, you'll do it again. So if somebody cheat one time and they know they're going to get away with it the second and the third and the fourth time, they're going to do it again.
So does it matter if he like came to you? What if he never got caught? What if he came to you like, look, babe, I fucked up. Does that matter? Like,
No. Because how many times did you do it? And it was premeditated.
This not for her.
Yeah,
Like, what? You did what? Why? And then it's like,
it's over?
men have like stupid ass answers.
Yeah.
I was bored.
Yeah, it's gonna be something stupid
Like, what the
for sure.
fuck? That's not even it. Because if I came to you on some shit, girl, you would be crying in the car. Do you believe in forgiveness or you think it's a myth?
I believe in it. But if it's strictly somebody, if we're just talking about relationships,
Yeah, we're just talking about relationships.
yes. But if it's not like, you know what I'm saying? if it's not your wife or your girlfriend or whatever, then like he said, you could forgive that person, but also keep them at a distance. You know what I mean? And you could adjust accordingly to that relationship. Yeah, because you don't need that person. If that person double crossed you, and it's not the person that you're trying to live your life with, then it don't matter. It's just you know what you could say around that person or not say, what you could do, you know, what you could talk about with that person at that point. So
let me ask you this. So is there, I'm going to ask all y'all this. So is there a,
you know what I'm saying?
a certain thing where like somebody, not made you, and I don't want to use the wrong word, but not made you forgive somebody, but like kind of pushed you to forgive somebody? Like, come on, like, y'all know each other for a long time.
Like somebody outside of your relationship.
Yeah, like say like Titus was pushing, like, come on, like you knew her for like 10 years, like you might as well talk to her, type shit. So did anybody ever like actually give you that little nudge to like forgive somebody?
Oh yeah.
So do you think okay, so yeah, you say yeah. Did you ever?
Yeah.
So okay, y'all all say yeah. So do you actually think you actually forgave them? To somebody actually pushed you to do it?
You sound like it. Or did the people make you do that? Or?
No, they ain't actually. I don't want to use the wrong word. Like they didn't actually make you do that. They just like came to you like, hey, hey, bro, like you knew him for 10 years. Like y'all should talk. Or
but
like,
I feel like that's a perfect situation to forgive that person because you're forgiving for yourself, right?
Right.
But you move accordingly. You know now that they are capable of X, Y, Z. So you know not to lend out certain information to them, or you know this is how they move.
So did you actually forgive that person? If that other person had to nudge you and be like, look, you knew him for 10
Sometimes
years.
you need somebody to show you like what somebody means to you, like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to think like. A good example would be like with family, right?
Okay.
Like sometimes you could get mad at like your sibling or something like that, right? And then your mom will be like, you need to forgive them. Like, you know, that's your sister. You know what I mean? So like you still forgive her because that's your sister. You know what I mean? Even though somebody nudged you to do it. I don't think that makes a difference.
And sometimes you already want to forgive that person. Especially
you just be
especially if time went by already. Like you know, you kind of over it, you know.
So it really depends on what they do to you, type shit. Because it'd be like how severe the situation is, type shit.
That's true too. Some people shouldn't be forgiven, like
yeah, for sure.
You know?
Yeah.
But for me, I mean, I'll forgive you for pretty much anything. But it's the moving accordingly part that's important.
So you only forgive them for you, right?
I'll forgive you for
You say you could forgive anybody for anything.
Yeah, because I'm not about to beef with you for life. Like,
and then I feel like when you hold on to like anger and feeling some type of way about something that somebody else did, it does weigh on you. Like after a while, and it's not good for you. It's not good for your mental space. It's not good, you know, for you to just have that on your heart.
Okay, we're gonna get into the other topic, and the topic is Only women and children get unconditional love. Men have to earn theirs. I'm gonna give y'all thoughts on that, but I also have another clip again from Cruise Season, and they elaborate a little bit more on that topic.
This should be good. I'm just gonna read. This is a tweet. I'm just gonna read it. I'm gonna get your response. Mm-hmm. Only men can love a woman with no money, no house, or no car. Only a man can love a woman and expect nothing in return. Women can't do that. A woman's love comes with conditions. Mm-hmm. You must have this and that. A man just wants peace. Only thing women love unconditionally is their kids. I feel like we've touched on this before, or one of us has. But what are y'all thoughts on that statement?
That's a fact. That's a fact, man. If you a nigga these days, man, you ain't got your shit together, bro. You ain't got a little bit of nothing. The women, let's say the women that you'd want will never speak to you. Right? You know what I'm saying? But for a man, like, you can, bro, a certain tier of money will get you any money, will get you any woman on this planet.
Fact.
That's just what it is. I can care less how you look, how you smell, everything. For a man, you making goddamn me a couple mil a year, you could touch you any woman on this planet. You know what I'm saying? Well, let me say, a woman that's not making nowhere near you, she could be making $1 million, but if you're making tens of millions of dollars, she is still touchable to you. You know what I'm saying? But for a woman on your level, which is going to be very few, very, very few, you might not have access to that woman. You know what I'm saying? But everything else is on the table. The majority, 99.7% is on the table for you. They're at your leisure. But the other way, it don't work that way. It do not, especially if she got some money. She ain't even looking to the bottom. She don't know what the bottom look like.
I'm going to come from the opposite end. I'm going to say, so yes, as a man, for the most part, yes, I agree. However, and shout out to P, because we were talking about this last night. According to social media, that says otherwise. Because you'll have a lot of women taking care of broke niggas.
Right.
So, and they love them, they running after them, they having babies by them. Somebody that they know they can't provide, can't put a roof over their head. Y'all sharing cars. So we can say that because, you know what I'm saying, we have something. But reality, it's like they are kind of giving them a chance for a fair shot.
There's people living at the bottom. She may have enough, but she's still at the bottom. We talking a woman that she done moved and went to that white picket fence. If the nigga wasn't there already, that'll never happen for her.
Oh, yeah, he don't have a shot.
That'll never happen for her.
Yeah.
Now, there are a lot of women taking care of these broke ass niggas in the hood and all that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? All that. Yeah. But we talk women with some sense. Women with some sense, like, hey, I got my degree, I'm going to do this, or I even got, they ain't got a degree. I got me a business, I'm successful a little bit, I can afford to move my family out, you know what I'm saying, to a reasonable neighborhood. She ain't looking back for no nigga like that.
No, that type of woman, no.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, so you got to go for quality, I guess, or the scale of woman.
But see, I think it boils down to environment. Just like, you know, what y'all both are saying is like, you know, a woman's going to pick the man that's in her environment, right? So she could be doing better than a lot of people that's in her, you know, area. But if she doesn't leave the area, she's more likely to choose the man from the area. But just like y'all saying, if she's making tens of millions, you're not living in Third Ward, Houston.
It's not happening.
You're not.
Not happening.
You in River Oaks, you in Katy, you in Woodlands, Pearland, something like that, to where it's like it's a different kind of environment. You know what I'm saying? To where it's money involved, and it's not a lot of those just low quality men in that environment. So she's gonna be more likely to pick somebody that's on her level. But as far as her like going back to the hood to actively pick, no, that's out. But again, I think, you know, surroundings are everything. But in regards to the tweet, man, I feel like, you know, it's a lot of truth to that, and that's what I spoke on, I think, a couple bars back, in terms of like what's required from a man and what's required and expected from a woman. Truth be told, it's not much expected from a woman that's tangible.
Right.
It's not. We expect like intangible things from a woman, like be our peace, be our support, be our shoulder to lean on, like a woman that motivates me, inspires me. All that is intangible stuff. But like a tangible, like I need my woman to have $20,000 in the bank. I need my woman to drive a Benz. I need my woman to have a big house. Like that, you sound crazy if you listen those things out. So that's what it boils down to. Like, but in regards to men, like you got to have all of that to get with a a quality woman, like a high quality woman. Like you got to have all of that because she has it already. So if you're not coming to the table with nothing, you gotta stop.
Do you think women and children just get unconditional love, and men have to earn their unconditional love?
No.
Explain.
Hell no. I think that video was talking about the tangible things, supposedly tangible things, right? But men have standards too that are just different. Like if you ugly, if you're a woman that's seen as unattractive and you make millions of dollars, it doesn't matter. A man that makes millions of dollars, he ain't gonna want to be with you because he thinks you're unattractive, right? So like men and women, like we want different things. Like men value the way a woman looks more. They value, is the woman doing, I guess, the intangible things like they was talking about. Like, is she dirty? Is she clean? Like stuff like that. You know what I mean? No. Whereas for women, looks aren't, for some of us, aren't as important. It's, are you trying to do something with yourself? Like, do you have certain things, or are you working towards certain things?
So you said looks or not?
We want providers. Like, that's how we were raised. We want a man that's gonna do what a man's supposed to do.
And you said looks are not in that list for women.
It is, but let's be honest, and I think this is a thing too, like, unfortunately, right, like, in the black community, there's not that many black men that are, like, eligible bachelors, right? Like, there's a lot of black men in prison, or, dead, or maybe they just don't like women, you know what I mean? So like we don't have as big of a pool to choose from. So if we meet a guy that's not as attractive, but he treats us good, and that's important to us too, right? Making sure he treats us the way we want to be treated. And he has everything else going for him, we're more likely to give him a chance than a man who meets a woman that's not attractive, but she has all this stuff going on. I don't feel like he's as likely to give her a chance. He's gonna be like, oh, she's not cute, I don't want to be bothered with her. That's how I feel like men are. Like,
go ahead, you have something?
Have y'all dealt with ugly women? Like, really?
What you mean dealt with? What's dealt with?
Have you dated an ugly woman? A woman that you thought to be ugly. Everybody's beautiful in God's eyes. But a woman that you think is unattractive. Like, have you dated an ugly woman? You
no,
be honest here. No, okay.
No, listen.
I dated an ugly guy.
I don't go after looks.
I have dated an ugly man.
That's not my
It wasn't me.
It was not you.
It wasn't
me. I married you. That'd be kind of crazy. I married an ugly man.
Don't being attracted. You at least gotta be.
You gotta be attracted to that person, though.
You gotta at least want to have.
But see, everybody values attractiveness differently.
Yeah.
Like,
so, what was the thing that attracted you to that person if it wasn't a physical attraction? Because for men, we're more physical humans. You know what I mean? Like
it could be the way that he treats you.
Yep.
If he treats you good and he takes attention to you and his conversation is good, you start thinking in your head, I might should give this guy a chance. And eventually you might end up falling for him, like for real falling for him. You know what I mean? Like
I dealt with something just like what you're just saying right now. So like I didn't think he was attractive. Okay, wait, hold on. I'm gonna give you a little story, little tea story. So like I met somebody, right? But I was super drunk when I met him.
He was drunk.
I was super drunk when I met him, and I just got off work, so I looked like a total bum, right? So when I met him, I was like, okay, he's cool. Like, we had very good conversation. The conversation was like hour long. Like, you know what I mean? So like we could actually be on the phone and just talk. And I wasn't never used to that before. It was always like either texting or let me come over type shit on the first couple days or whatever. So I'm like, oh, okay, he's cool. But I'm like, I don't remember what he looks like because I was drunk, right? Yeah. But we had conversations that kind of drew me to him, right? So then this one day he asked me, like, you want to see my fish or something like that? And I was like, yeah, I just need to FaceTime you because I need to see what you look like. He FaceTimed me, right? And I was like, okay, he's all right. But I was asking everybody, like, do you think he's attractive? Do you think he's... Like, and I obviously was like, I don't know yet. But, like, the way that his conversations were, the way that he treated me and stuff like that, that kind of like drew me to him.
That made him more attractive.
Exactly. Yeah. But then I was asking like my friends and stuff, like, is that wrong? You should be attractive, like physically, to that person before you even, start liking other things. And they're like, no, like you could just.
I don't think that's wrong.
I think for men it just holds more weight for us.
For sure. Y'all not about to get to know no ugly chick. Y'all not doing that.
What you mean?
Y'all not.
I think men are just more physical people. Like we,
yeah.
We.
But like men could get ugly chicks and just hit it from the back.
Yeah. That they can. Because if they
real one, that's like if they
just want sex,
real shit.
Yeah. For sure.
You talking about this as far as settling in relationships?
No, we're talking about.
In relationship, y'all not getting with no ugly chick.
Yeah, no, you're not.
So y'all want to show y'all woman off.
She not about to be your girlfriend.
This is true.
At all.
Okay.
That's not happening. Nope.
What's ugly though?
For men, we're the ones usually to initiate the conversation or whatever's going on. We're the ones to initiate. So
you're not gonna pick that.
You get to pick kind of.
Yeah, you pick what you think is attractive.
Exactly, and I think that we have to be that way because you and if you had even for a woman, right? If you had to choose to have a conversation with an attractive man or an unattractive man, which one you gonna choose?
The attractive one.
Exactly. So for men, if we're hunting, men hunt. If you got a choice between a good-looking woman and a woman you don't think is so good-looking, you're gonna pick the more. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's nature. Yeah. It's nature.
Yeah.
I guess it's the vibes with me, but I feel this.
So let's go back to, do you think that men have to earn their unconditional love?
I think everybody has to earn it. I don't think unconditional love is given to anybody except children. I would say.
Yeah, so that's what he said. He said
I don't think it's given
only
to
women. Oh no, he said only women. Well, he said women get unconditional love, and then that women love their kids unconditionally.
I think it's true that women love their kids,
but men have to earn it. Like he said, like men have to come in with like, oh, I want a guy that's financially stable, or I want a guy that's this and that and the third.
So I don't think that women get unconditional love, because I think there's things that women could do that a man is like, no, I'm not dealing with. Like what we were talking about before, cheating. Most of the time, if a woman cheats, it's hard for a man to stay. Like, they're not about to do that. You know what I mean?
But why? Like, that shit just...
For them, it's an ego thing.
The male ego is
that shit is annoying.
Like,
how can, like, you cheat multiple times and I do it one time and you're like...
Oh, my God.
Yes.
You're stupid. I'm telling you. I don't know.
People y'all like, yo.
No, but
I'm just saying. Right.
Sensitive.
Y'all right though. Y'all right.
Yeah. Like why though? Why do y'all get like that? Like why?
Because we know y'all put more thought into it, like you said.
And that's not always the case.
Sometimes it's not.
Let's rule that out. Like it's not always the case of women are just so strong and we just always if we cheat, we had to know the guy for 5 years. Like no, there's times where we go out. You know what I'm saying? We see a guy that's cute and we like, obviously it's not.
Because look for real, because they be like, like if you're done breaking up with the guy, and then they're like, and you're like, oh, I'm talking to somebody. Man, how long you must have been dating him when I was dating? Like, no, like
right. We have hormones and we have feelings just like y'all do. Like,
no, men have something called ego, which is fed by our pride. and we don't want to look like an inferior man, especially to other men.
You don't want to what? Say that
You don't want to feel like an inferior man to another man. So if you my girl and another man just had you, I feel like he got one up on me. Like he's.
So you don't think we feel that way?
We feel that way too.
Yeah. Okay. All right. But it's also pride. Like you can't.
We have pride. Well, I don't understand.
Yeah, but
you know how embarrassing it is for a woman to call you and be like, "Hey, you know,
yeah,
you know so and so. Yeah, I just had sex with him. Like that's embarrassing for us too. Like, and a woman will call you and tell you some stuff.
That's true.
And
That's
you
true.
know, I mean,
Yeah, but why do y'all like? But you said shit.
Why did we get mad? You know?
Why y'all get? Okay, we get mad, but it's like
Why is it
we
mad
could
with
take
you?
it. We could take y'all doing it. Like not saying it's right.
So it's not true.
Not saying it's right.
So no, it's not.
But we can take
it's not
y'all
gonna
doing
ruin
it.
our life.
We
So
can
it's
take
not
y'all doing
true.
it like 4 or 5 times and be good and still accept y'all and still want to be with y'all. But if we do it one time,
But I think
That's got something to do with it too.
y'all is
But
like,
it's like it's not true that y'all
lying.
mess with somebody that y'all possibly like the dude. Like this dude, like he could possibly, you could replace this with this.
why
Sometimes
is
we
it not
can have
that
random sex.
No,
for y'all? It's not that for y'all.
No.
I mean-
Hell no. It's my boo. Like, you up here.
Right.
But
yeah.
And that's not true too.
Ain't no
Because
yeah.
I'm not saying it's all true. I'm not
there's
saying it's
times
all
where
true.
a guy will deal with another woman and he actually does have feelings for her. Like, you know what I mean? I don't think this is
It's
it
not a
fits
right
in
answer.
one particular way. But I'm just saying, like, for women, we have the same, like, thoughts and stuff, too. You know? Like, we could be out and have a one-night stand the same way a guy
I
could.
believe it, yeah.
But, you know, I feel like maybe we think about it a little bit more. Like, maybe we shouldn't do that. Y'all don't know any men that's been cheated on? Or is that something that y'all just will never tell anybody if it happens?
And that's the
Wait,
thing
what?
too.
The
Men
other
is
time,
men
what?
is
Yeah,
not
that,
gonna
that they've
really.
been cheated on, a man
Huh.
saying that he's been cheated on?
If
Yeah, they won't come out and say it.
no,
like that.
if I get cheated
have you
on,
been cheated on? Have you been cheated on?
Okay.
but see,
That's real
She
honest.
told you?
I'm proud of you.
She told you, or you found out?
hell, I found out.
And
But
she told
it
you.
wasn't even on the like snooping type business. It was just it was on some other type. It was weird. But you know, it was
It wasn't me, by the way.
It wasn't her.
It wasn't me. But men, we're not gonna come out and say like.
And maybe that plays a part too, because we'll call up our friend and be like, "Hey, girl."
But see, it's pride.
Yeah.
You don't want to seem like a weak man around other men.
Yeah.
You know, like, you don't want to. You don't
Like,
want
you
to.
don't-
But it happens to all of
So
y'all.
like you don't have like you don't have that one person
Yeah, I'm not
in
saying
your
call
life that where
everybody,
like you would actually like
Tell them.
Yeah.
be like I wouldn't say tell them, but just be more vulnerable to them.
Like as far as like a friend or something like that?
Yeah, like y'all don't have like that
Oh, yeah.
friend that you'll actually come like, look, bro, I fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
I can't say that I do.
That's a right now.
I can't say that I do.
really?
Yeah, a lot. I don't know.
Just on the strip, it's just like you can't trust them type shit to tell them. Type shit, like-
His
Well-
pride.
No, but like that, even it's like
Yeah.
even that pride, like.
Definitely pride, but also I don't want people in my business.
But see, like,
And
why
also-
can't you like open up though?
So that's what y'all like about. That's what y'all want from men. Just be more open and stuff like show your feelings and stuff like that. Like, stop.
I mean,
Stop. over-
Yeah. To me.
Yeah.
To me, but also to like at least one friend.
I feel like everybody has to have somebody that they can like vent
Been
to.
to,
Like
yeah.
you have, like that's healthy. Like you can't keep everything inside all the time.
Back to the topic though, do men have to earn love, and you know women and children are loved unconditionally? I think definitely yes. And
But who is giving this unconditional love? I guess is the question.
exactly. No,
Where
no.
is it coming from?
I got this. I got this. I got this.
Go ahead.
America, like if you're a man, especially a black man.
We're talking about black men. We're talking about black men.
If you're a black man in America, you automatically understand that life
Do
is
black women get unconditional love in America? I don't think so.
more and
More than y'all, but not compared to our counterparts.
okay. Women, okay, true.
That's true.
We get shot down by the police too.
True. And I'm not trying to compare, but at a lesser rate than the black man. I mean,
But at a higher rate
all of it
than
is
women
bad.
of other races.
For sure.
So where's the unconditional love?
The unconditional love is they rather throw the book at Kev before they throw the book at Brie. That's all I'm trying to say. Or
But
before they throw the book at TJ
But-
and Malachi.
Sure, because y'all are black men.
Right.
But if you compare black women to other women, they gonna throw the book at us
Yeah,
before they throw the book at a white woman
That's true.
or Asian woman.
that's true.
They're
But-
not giving us that benefit.
All right. Oh, okay. But let's not make it about race. Then how about that? Let's just go back. Let's just say men in general, no matter what your race is, women and children in general. It's still the same thing. I think that being a black man just added an extra layer. But being a man, like you're gonna, the judge is gonna be more forgiving for a woman or for a child.
Yeah.
You know, it's
But we're not talking about forgiving. What are y'all classifying as unconditional love? Because that is like a really strong statement to say, and
Yeah.
I don't think that's something that
That's
we
true.
necessarily
She
do.
got a point. She got a,
yeah.
What is unconditional love? And
Well,
from who?
I think because
Well, I think my bad. I'm just saying on the other side of that question was men have to earn it. So I think that's the comparison. Do women and children have to earn it, or is it already there? Whereas men have to earn it, and it's not already given.
It's given from who, and it's there from what? I can say specifically, children get unconditional love from their mothers.
Off top.
what about
Hands
relationships?
down.
What about relationships? Like, what
No.
I
about-
don't think men give women unconditional
No.
love. Absolutely
As far
not.
as like, that's what he mean. As far as like earning stuff, like you know what I mean.
Men have to earn it and women have to earn it too, I feel like.
All right,
Well-
elaborate. Why do you feel like women have to earn it?
Okay, I lied. I don't think women have to earn it. I don't think women earn love from men, but I do think that men don't give it unconditionally. I think men have conditions,
Yeah.
and they're very strong on their conditions. Whereas with women, I think we waver more on our conditions.
What you mean?
We want a man that has a car, but if you don't have a car and you cute, you got some money, I'll deal with you.
I don't put
You know
that
what I
on.
mean?
I don't put that on
Versus
all
men, no, you need to have this, and if you don't have this, I don't want to
And
deal
you
with you.
said
Okay,
men
so
do that?
name one thing.
Yes,
We do that more than
men
y'all?
do
I think
that.
that's the
Yes.
way opposite.
Yeah. you can-
Name one thing.
Oh,
Name one
get
But
out
no,
of
I'm
here.
not gonna put.
Get
I
outta
don't put that
here.
all on women either. As far as the material stuff, like like a man can have. All women ain't going for that. Like you could be corny. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
man, like that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
You said men?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like, all women ain't gonna go for certain, even if you got money and stuff like that.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can be
you-
corny as hell. Like, if you
Right,
don't like
and
it.
she
Yeah.
won't like you. That's 100%. But
But I'm saying, look, all I'm saying is, like, as far as, like, earning, like, you got, look at how men are brought up, like, you know what I'm saying? We are taught, like, to court to y'all, you know what I'm saying? And that's not a bad thing, you know what I'm saying?
Niggas don't even
We're not,
do
we're
that
not
shit.
even complaining
You
about
say you
us
gotta
having-
take me on a date, they be like, mm.
What
How
men
about
are
we
y'all
gonna
messing
have-
with?
men
What type of men is like that?
don't open the doors for you.
That's a
Nothing.
bad man.
She must
That's
be
a
talking
red
about
flag.
somebody.
I'm not talking about
Them was
you.
red
Yeah,
flags from the
disclaimer,
giddy-up,
she's
though.
not talking about him,
This is
okay?
just me
Because-
having
Yeah.
flashbacks.
Right,
and I'm
right.
just-
Them was red flags from the giddy up.
Yeah.
So you open up a female's door?
Yeah, of course.
Really? Alright, you guys, you heard their opinions. Put something in the comments of what your opinions are. Do you believe in forgiveness, or you think it's a myth? And also, do you think that women and children just get unconditional love and men have to earn theirs? Put it down in the comments. I'll also put their podcast that they're starting in the description below. Also, their Instagram name. Also, I'll put his stuff in the description below. His Instagram name. He also do videos and recording and stuff.
Yep.
So hit him up. I'll put everything in the description below. Hit all of them up and like, comment, and subscribe. And I love y'all. And we'll be out. Bye.